Hi there, my name is Simon Horton and I'm the founder of Negotiation Mastery. And in this short video, I'm going to talk about power in negotiations. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the three myths of power. I think there are a number of myths. I think there are three myths when it comes to power, and that power is a misunderstood concept in negotiation. So the first myth is that negotiation is all about power. It is not, or it at least should not be. The best negotiators view negotiation as a collaborative problem-solving process, where the problem to be solved is that both sides get their outcomes, given the constraints, but given the resources that both sides bring. So as a collaborative problem-solving process, power doesn't come into that. Power does not exist in that equation. So if we're talking about power, we've gone wrong already. So myth number one is that it is all about power. It is not, or at least it should not be. Now, I appreciate in the real world, power does play a role. So let's look at that. So myth two is that if you've got all of the power, well, then you can use it and they have to agree to everything they say, everything you say, sorry. And again, this is a myth. This is not a good approach. Even if you do have all of the power, if you take that win-lose approach and force it through simply because you can, that win-lose approach will become lose-lose. Win-lose invariably becomes lose-lose. And a great example of this for me was several years ago, I'm sure you remember, the horse meat scandal, where the supermarkets across Europe and Britain and other countries had all of the power. And so they squeezed their suppliers and they squeezed them more and they squeezed them more because they could, because they had the power. And the suppliers said, yeah, whatever, we'll sign. And then instead of putting beef in the burger, they put horse meat in the burger. And it became widely known and it became a scandal and all sides lost. The supermarkets win-lose approach by using their power became lose-lose. And the supermarkets lost out. Now, that doesn't mean to say that power isn't important and you shouldn't build your power. Power is important and you should build your power. You should build your power not to use it, but precisely so you don't have to use it. Let me explain. In fact, let me go on to the third myth, because the third myth of power is if they've got all of the power, well, then surely you have to do everything that they say. Of course you do, because they've got all of the power. Well, again, that is a myth. You do not have to agree to everything they say just because they've got all of the power. You do if you buy into their reality. Okay, they will lead with their reality and they'll say, we've got all of the power, therefore you have to agree to everything we ask for. And if you buy into that, then yes, you do. But you don't have to buy into it. You can respond with your own power source, a different power source, a power source that favors you, and you can respond with that reality. And now you have evened things up. And now there's going to be a fair, balanced conversation, the collaborative problem-solving negotiation that we're after. Power comes in many sources, and they will choose the power source that suits them. You can choose the power source that suits you. Let's say they're Walmart and you want to walk through Walmart and they say, well, we're Walmart. We look at all our amazing distribution outlets. We're a huge company, one of the biggest in the world. Obviously, you want to sell through us. Therefore, you have to agree to everything that we say. Well, you don't have to buy into that. You can say, well, Mr. Walmart or Mrs. Walmart, great talking to you. And yet fantastic distribution outlets. And we would love to sell through you. But you know, we've got a unique product and you know the world wants to buy our unique product. Let's chat. And you've just evened it up. So find the power source that suits you. Why do I say that power is important in this aspect? It's because I often say that it's amazing how collaborative the other side will be if you've got a bigger army than them. Quite simply, they will be collaborative, more collaborative, if you project strength. If we think about the hostage negotiation situation, you've got the softly spoken hostage negotiator and you've got the SWAT team in place. The softly spoken hostage negotiator leads the interaction, and they're very nice and they're firm and very robust, but they're also very rapportful and very empathetic and such like. But the SWAT team is there. Now, the SWAT team is there so you don't have to use the SWAT team. The SWAT team is there so you don't have to use it. I'll explain that. Let's say you didn't have the SWAT team. Well, then the hostage taker is more likely to resort to violence, which would require a SWAT team to resolve. But if the SWAT team is in place, the hostage taker is less likely to resort to violence. They are going to be more collaborative, which means you don't actually need the SWAT team. So the SWAT team is there so you don't have to use it. And it's the same with you. In your negotiations, you should build your power, not to use it, but precisely so you don't have to use it. My name is Simon Horton. I wish you all of the best of luck in all your negotiations.